Yo, what's up, you bunch of beef eaters? So we're back with another update that's no much different than the last one. But there you go, there is something that I want to show you that's quite interesting. On Pulsechain, on the weekly, you can see here these RSIs are coming together and they're kind of flat bottoming almost. So we've got a wee bit yet for this to play out. I mean, next, at the end of this week, then these two RSIs will have came down a wee bit further. Something like that probably. And then we could see a wee bit positive action like here. So that's one thing on the weekly, but we still need to play out the rest of this week, and you don't know what's going to happen in case any more bombs get dropped, you know. Momentum's deep, VWAP's down, money flows deep in the red. This is on the weekly, mind. There is something that's quite slightly, I'll give us an indication where the price could be going, right? Again, all the RSIs and stuff are the same on nearly every time frame. VWAP's down, momentum's down, RSIs are coming together and heading down. So we're just waiting on this week finishing, pretty much. Going into next week, and that's the beginning of next month. Next week, always a big time in the market. Come down the 3-day, 2-day. You can see all momentum's pretty low. You know, it is starting to, it's not clipped yet, but momentum is low and it's starting to curve around here on the 2-day. Okay, and we're doing it 60%. So, I mean, if we're not finding a bottom soon, then can't it be too far away? You know, that's the 30% drop for here, back down to the all-time low. This red line here is if the price was to drop 99.99% for the all-time high, which, worst case scenario, it could do for quite a few reasons. But I mean, see if the price comes down to here, we're in Pulsechain, that is absolute golden egg opportunity. You didn't need to invest much in Pulsechain down here to make some serious gains. Even here, right? Let me show you something. Turn that down a wee notch because I might get excited, pee my pants. But one thing I will show you that is slightly concerning is that you can do, we'll go down the daily and I'll show you this head and shoulders pattern. Right, so you've got, you can take it to here. Right, head and shoulders pattern. So if you do this, see it's not very clean, right? But it absolutely is a head and shoulders pattern. Now if this shit was to play out, that would, so your measured move for that be roughly that. Take that, put it for where it breaks the right hand shoulder, and there you go, there's your measured move, right down to this trend line, almost. And that would be a new lower low, right? That would be probably 50% drop through here. Yeah, 47% drop through here. But if that happens, it will not stay there long. I mean, you can see it here on the daily. When it dropped down to here, it reversed right back up the same day. So you probably wouldn't have even noticed. You know, if the price comes down here and you're not already on the chart, then you wouldn't even notice. But you see here, you've got a green dot on the daily on this deep negative momentum wave, just like back here, right? I mean, you had a few here, but because kind of how steep this is, and you've got VWAP coming up, RSI's curving round, heading back up on the daily. This could take a wee, like the rest of this week to play out though. I mean, this move that we've already had for breaking this shoulder has already completed a measured move for probably the top of this shoulder, which is like your conservative estimation when doing these patterns. Yeah, almost bang on. Almost bang on. So, what's the, I mean, show me something good, right? So if the price was to come down to that point, what kind of a return would you be getting if you bought right at the bottom or close to the bottom and it goes back to all-time high? Wee bit down for all-time high. There you go, there's a 20x, 21x. 21 times your money. That would be no bad, eh? That'd be pretty juicy on the lips, I would say. A wee 21x for Pulsechain. Can it happen? Hell to the yes. Especially with the liquidity right now. You're sitting at about $4 million in liquidity on Pulsechain. I mean, this is interesting, this, but I can't really see anything happening the rest of this week. We'll probably bounce along this trend line, probably continue heading lower. I still think it's gone back to this, creating a double bottom. Red line, worst case scenario. That's 99.99% drop for all-time high. This yellow line, as if this head and shoulders pattern plays out. And remember, this isn't like bang on, but you can see it's pretty damn accurate. And these normally play out, but it has already broke down for it, and it's already hit your conservative estimation of one of the shoulders, the right hand shoulder. So, will it happen? Who knows, but I'm definitely setting myself up with some dry powder in case it does, because, I mean, that is a no-brainer. And that's on the old Pulsechain. I mean, to be fair, we're kind of, I know we're waiting on Ethereum, but I mean, Bitcoin dominance is still rising. You know, it's pretty crazy. This pattern here, normally this will play out to the downside. Again, you might come down to this trend line here. If we can't hold this trend line, then you're coming down here, and that's a large gap within these spider lines. And this is on the daily. Your 200 week moving average is getting 93k. If Bitcoin drops to 93k, then you could see Pulsechain dropping to all-time lows. I mean, that's a no-brainer. Ethereum. I mean, Ethereum, we were trading in this nice pattern. You had the fake out up here and just fucking absolutely rinsed people. People are losing millions trying to trade this shit. See, if you're leverage trading, you either trade with low leverage, very low leverage, especially on Ethereum, like 3x leverage is max. Unless you're trading high leverage and then you keep your stop loss tight. It's not very hard, but you have to be ready to take some losses, because you're gonna get punched in the face a couple of times, even in a fight that you win. Ken, you're going to get hit a couple of times. So with trading, it's the same. You might get stopped out a couple of times before you hit that banger. But so I suggest if you're just kind of in this and you've not really made any money in crypto yet, you shouldn't be trading. Just buy and hold for the long term. You can just buy on spot. And I mean, obviously I'm more biased against Pulsechain and the Richard Hart coins. Let's look at one thing with Hex, right? I mean, you're trading inside this hella big wedge pattern here, and we're coming up to the end of it, of the first wedge, that is, because we could draw multiple wedges on this fucking thing. That's just the ray is taken for the all-time high to the highest point here after the all-time high. But I mean, you could move that. Shizen. I'll deal with that one later. I think that is it. No. So I mean, you could move this to this, right? And then that wedge pattern is just increased double. You know what I'm saying? There you go, there's your wedge. Worst case scenario, in that case we're in this shit for a long time. Another year and a bit. And even then you're well into a bear market. So, and this doesn't mean it's going to hold this all-time low. This could drop below this, no bother. But, first, we need to invalidate this wedge pattern. God damn it. I'm knackered, so bear with me. Bear with me. There we go. And the end of this wedge pattern is upon us. Green dot on the daily and the momentum wave. Deep in the negative money flow, VWAP's coming up, momentum's coming up, RSIs are curved coming up. This on the daily, let's look at the weekly. Momentum's doing, see this pattern here? You see this on Bitcoin all the time. It's like this large drawdown, kind of a less of an angle coming up and then a less steepness of an angle, and it curves round. I mean, I could show you this in so many patterns on Bitcoin. They take a while to play it though. So, how long, roughly, is left in this thing? I mean, Richard done that tweet saying 2 months or something for now. We should have something. I can't even remember what the fuck it said. There's a month left in this pattern, roughly. Yeah, this thing could be dancing around in here. You know, it could come up here, dance about this, break down, probably create an all-time low, and then increase. Something like that. That's kind of what I see, just fakes everybody out down here. That's kind of what I'm seeing with Pulsechain too. There's going to be funny business. There's definitely going to be funny business before you see anything juicy. That's what I think anyway. And I've kind of been here long enough to see that that plays out normally. Incentive, token. Incentive is just a stable coin at this point, right? Let's be real. I mean, we're kind of been trading round about $1, $2 for like since June last year. A year. We've been trading between $1 and $2 roughly. Yeah, we've had wee bangers up to $4, but I mean, you can see there's a lot of price action here. So choppy. Green dots in the daily, everything's looking good, honestly, but you're waiting on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin drops to the bull market support band, roughly 93k, then this is, I don't know where incentive would go. I mean, it's so strong. It's just been holding strong this whole time, and it's got so little liquidity. Yeah. So there's not much of an update really. We're just kind of waiting to see what happens by the end of this week. See what happens in Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's about it. But thanks for tuning in, folks, and I will see you next time.